Sister Joy here. Not sister, sister. I'm a sister. Today's video is on the book, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. Black America, do you want to abandon living a life of mediocrity? This book is a blueprint for your success. Essence magazine calls it an inspiring and powerful success guide. In fact, Spike Lee, George Washington Carver, Jesse Jackson, Dr. Selma Burke, Oprah Winfrey, Alex Haley, Ray Charles, Leontine Price, Wally Famous Amos. Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, distills the secrets of success contained in the lives of these and scores of other Black Americans, and reveals how you can use them to make your own dreams come true. This book, Think and Grow Rich, is based on the principles of wealth that Napoleon Hill formulated in his phenomenal bestseller, Think and Grow Rich. When Hill died, he left behind a manuscript aimed at the specific problems of Black Americans, and the Napoleon Hill Foundation chose author and entrepreneur Dennis Kimbrough, I should say Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, to complete it. Kimbrough combines Napoleon Hill's laws of success with his own vast knowledge of business, contemporary affairs, and the vibrant culture of Black America. The result is inspiring, practical, clearly written, and totally workable. You can use it to unlock the treasures you have dreamed of, the treasure that at last is within your reach. This book is transformational, and I am going to be discussing it every week, taking chapter by chapter as we go. Today I will talk briefly about the introduction. The success formula that is contained in this book is not new. In fact, Dr. Kimbrough starts out talking about a man named Russell Conwell, who founded Temple University. Back in 1881, Dr. Conwell became a minister, and he put together a talk that he called Acres of Diamonds, and he gave that talk 8,000 times, became a multimillionaire, and used that money to found the university. But Acres of Diamonds was a true story, and it was the story of a farmer who lived in Africa, who was very unhappy with his farm because he was always looking around to see what other people were doing to get rich. He always thought that the grass was greener on the other side. You know, we do that ourselves. And so finally he decided to sell his farm, and he went off looking for gold and diamonds somewhere else. Meanwhile, the man that he sold it to, the farmer, one day when he was walking on his acres of land, he saw a shiny object, and he dug down a little deeper and pulled out one of the largest diamonds that had ever been found in Africa or anywhere in the world. Made him a very wealthy man. But not only that, he started to notice that there were shiny things in other parts of his acreage. So he decided to have them dig down and see what was in the earth, and they found diamonds. In fact, there were acres of diamonds on that farm. Meanwhile, the man who had sold the farm and had gone off to try to find his treasure somewhere else. He never did find anything. He ended up broke and penniless, and he was so despondent that he threw himself off of a cliff into a river and drowned. Well, the story symbolizes you and I. How many of us are always looking somewhere else for our riches and our wealth and thinking that the grass is greener somewhere else, when right where we're standing is where we need to be, digging down and looking deep, right within ourselves, because we have acres of diamonds if we'll only take the time to cultivate them. In the introduction, Dr. Kimbrough also equates playing chess to life, the game of life. He said that there was a famous philosopher who asked the question of people, what would you do if you knew that years from now your life would depend on whether you could win a chess game or not? What would you do? Would you learn chess? Would you practice chess? Would you learn all about it and look at the strategies and the tactics of how you could play the game, so when that time came, you could be the winner and not the loser of the game? Well, life is the same. We can go through life and make a choice to either succeed. If we learn how to play it, we're able to be the person who checkmates the other person, or whatever comes at us in life. Or we can be a failure because we refuse to learn the rules. This book teaches us the rules. It teaches us about universal principles and the laws of nature. It teaches us how to be successful in this life. And Dr. Kimbrough and Napoleon Hill both agree, it doesn't have anything to do with the color of your skin. Racism cannot stop you. Prejudice cannot stop you when you understand how to overcome it. And that's one of the things that he teaches in this book. It is definitely a blueprint for success. So I would urge you to pick up a copy of this book and read the introduction and read the first chapter, so that next week for our show you can come prepared and we can discuss it and see what we can pull out of it. The next chapter is Inner Space, the Final Frontier. And they have a quote by S.B. Fuller, says, "Poverty is a disease of the mind." Poverty is a disease of the mind. So until then, if you'd like to get the book, I put the links below so that you can go to Amazon.com and get a copy of it. Meanwhile, if this video was of help to you, I hope that you'll leave a thumbs up, or maybe you might like to subscribe or leave a comment below and pass it on, because sharing is caring. And so I'm a little nervous, so I hope you'll bear with me. I'm trying to get it's a new order of things, you know. In closing, I think about scripture because it's leading me in a new direction. And I think it's Proverbs 3:5 that says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not upon thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And this is a new path for me. God bless you, and I'll see you next week, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.